Al Stewart has written, well, some of my all-time favorite songs. This was a huge hit for him, 1978, Time Passages. It's a song, it started with, well, we're going to take a look. Let me tell you about the lesson first, then I'll give you a little history of the song. Because it's taken me a long time to get around to this, because I really want to do a lot of stuff in it, and it was kind of an obstacle. Thank God, there's so much stuff in here. There's a cool sax solo, there's a cool guitar solo. Anyway, I'll get to that later. There's some other neat guitar parts. We'll save all that for later too. Other little cool licks. But what we're going to do in this lesson is start with just kind of the campfire version. Let me get a pick. Really what Al plays when he plays it nowadays with just maybe one accompanist, particularly like with my colleague and friend Dave Nachmanoff. Now we're gonna look at Al's part, Dave's part, and at least rhythm guitar parts to everything, and then what Dave plays to support him, which is of course this thing. Now that opening theme was written by Al's collaborator at the time, Peter White, on the keyboard in the key of E flat. So the original is in E flat. We're going to look at it in D, a half step lower, which is even how they played it live back in those days when they were in 1978 when they were touring. Nowadays, Al plays it about a half step lower too, typically keeping his guitar tuned down a half step. So it's really in D flat. So if you play along with some of those versions, you're going to have to, if you play along with this original studio recording, you're going to want to capo to the first fret. The best ones to play along with that you don't have to mess with would be the live recordings from the late 70s. Most of the versions that Al is playing it with Dave or with the band at Royal Albert Hall are a half step low. Anyway, enough of that. But so Peter came up with this cool riff, and then Al came up with lyrics. Now the song was one of the things that has always attracted me to Al's songs is that he has instrumental parts that are composed instrumental parts. They really have to go that way. Year of the Cat was a great example. And the guitar solo in Year of the Cat, the guitar solo in Time Passages, really have to go the way they did on the record, because they were an integral part of an instrumental piece. It wasn't just a jam over the chords, like make up something here and